Hi there, Logic Language Learners, and welcome to the third in 4 request videos. We're halfway through. This one is from Kimberly. So Kimberly is somebody I teach. She's doing ever so well. You've never met anybody who's as tough on themselves and who has a real gift for joining words together. So Kimberly's question was this. I'm slightly confused about when and why things are feminine. If I wanted to say I got arrested, would I have to just say je me suis fait arrêter, F-A-I-T-E, or is it je me suis fait? Okay. Sorry, I guess the better question is, any time I would use je me suis fait to talk about myself, would it be je me suis faite, unless I magically grow a dick? And this is why Kimberly and I have a special relationship, because she operates the way I operate. So, let's talk about a couple of things. Firstly, if you are watching this video and you are not familiar with the concept of je me suis in any way, shape or form, you need to watch the video that I will pop underneath when my laptop is back. I can't edit it this next few days, I'm waiting for the laptop, which is about using the reflexive in the past. So for example, I got washed, je me suis lavé. Yeah? So that is just basically using a reflexive verb, or using a normal verb in the past and making it reflexive. So for example, I got washed, je me suis lavé, he got washed, il s'est lavé, whatever. The other thing you can do with that structure is to use one of our forms of the passive. There's different forms of the passive. Again, I will attach that video underneath, or you can search the term passive in my on my YouTube channel, as opposed to searching for passive on Google, which will get you into all other kinds of sticky situations. So the fact is, if you said, I got arrested, they arrested me, ils m'ont arrêté, or one arrested me, on m'a arrêté, or je me suis fait arrêter. So that using the je me suis model with faire and then another verb, okay, is a way to do I got and then a verb. But as in I got arrested, I got killed, oh, touch wood, I got noticed, I got whatever. Okay, so it's a passive structure. So the first answer to the question is, you will never ever be able to say je me suis fait and then a verb. Okay, so let's just answer that straight at the beginning. You can never ever say that. But let's look at why, very intelligently, Kimberly thought that you might be able to. Because in other situations you can say je me suis fait. Okay? So let's look at why this is the case. So first things first, if you are using any verb reflexively, you need to remember that reflexive just means that the person, or reciprocally, you need to be reminded that just means it is being done by one person or two people back to themselves. So I wash myself, I'm doing the washing, it comes back to me, or we do the washing, it comes back to us, or two people reciprocally, so I spoke to Wendy, she spoke to me, we spoke to each other, that is reciprocal. Okay? Now, reciprocal reflexive can be both direct and indirect. Let's make this absolutely clear. When you learn pronouns, you learn the direct, you learn the indirect, and you learn the reflexive. So you learn that me and te and nous and vous work for everybody. Yeah, work for everybody. When you've got a reflexive, you use ce for the missing third people. When you've got a direct, you use le, la, les for the missing people, and when you have an indirect, you use lui and leur for the missing people. And I will pop the link to the pronoun videos underneath. So therefore, what is my question? My question is, when do you add e's and s's? And I've done another video on this as well, but it's basically worth remembering that if you use the reflexive past, sometimes that will be direct and sometimes that will be indirect. So for example, if I said, we spoke to each other, nous nous sommes parlé, the thing that was spoken wasn't us. French was spoken, or English was spoken, or both were spoken. So parler will not have an agreement. If you said we saw each other, nous nous sommes vus, the thing that was seen was the nous. So in other words, if the first word of your poetry, the je, the tu, the il, the subject pronoun, or the person, is the thing that the verb is being done to directly, you will have an e and an s normally. So for example, they got washed, ils se sont lavés, L-A-V-E acute S, because they were the thing that did the washing, but also the thing that got washed. They bought themselves a house. Ils se sont achetés une maison. The thing that was bought was the house, not them. So to remind you that reflexive or reciprocal can either be direct or indirect. So that's what governs normally whether there's an E or an S on your past participle. All right? Next thing. If you are using the structure je me suis fait plus an adjective, you will make it will match. So je me suis faite belle, because the thing that I made myself beautiful. Now there's a couple of things that should come up here. The first thing you should really be thinking is, am I right to use faire? You are on this occasion, but normally if you make something an adjective, you're going to use rendre. So Luc made the situation easier. Luc a rendu la situation plus facile. But in this occasion, to do a verbal activity resulting in an adjectival change, so he made himself, or beautiful, he made himself handsome. Oh, you've made yourself handsome. They made themselves handsome for me. Ils se sont fait. There will be an S on the end because there's an adjective there. Elle s'est faite. There will be an S. There will be an E on the end. Two women. They redid themselves. They had a facelift. Elles se sont refaites. So those are situations where you've either got an adjective after the se, faire in the past, or you've got or there's nothing else. It's going to end with the verb faire or fait. It's going to end with the verb faire. And so in those situations, yes, you would add an E and an S if necessary. Whereas if you said, I got arrested, je me suis fait arrêter as a woman, it will always be je me suis fait, it will never be je me suis faite. That's just a great general rule. So in other words, to summarise, every time you say the sentence elle s'est fait or elle s'est faite, there are differences according to what's coming next. Yeah? Elle s'est fait plus verb, elle s'est faite if it ended there, or elle s'est faite plus an adjective. So, there are two pages I've attached underneath that I think are really useful. Which are the Projet Voltaire is just the best thing. It's just like a French online grammar project trying to improve French. And one thing you will notice, trust me, is that French first language speakers themselves, oh my gosh, we hear so many errors. We hear so many errors. I mean from other French speakers. Yeah, don't think that French grammar is something that only the learner needs to learn. The amount of times I hear this mistake all the time. So, the girl got told off by her father. La fillette s'est fait gronder. Yeah, you'll see an example. I will attach the link underneath. Elle s'est fait gronder. Like grounded, told off. Given grief. Because it's followed by a verb. Okay. What other examples here? The peasant who became a princess made herself luxurious. She did herself over. La paysanne devenue princesse s'est faite au luxe. As in, basically, there was an adjectival change there. What other examples are in this? She got sent away, or she got hired. Elle s'est fait embaucher. Okay. Elle s'est fait renvoyer. Okay. It's never going to be elle s'est faite. Okay. That is always going to be wrong. All right. If we go to the examples that are underneath, and what I really like on that page is there are some examples, and you need to correct them. Okay. So it will say look for the errors. So if you look at the errors underneath, so scroll down on this page. You might not understand all of the French, but you can certainly look at the exercises. So they got sent away for their insubordination. Ils se sont fait renvoyer pour insubordination. If you look there, there's an S on the T. Sorry, there's an S on the fait. So no, because it's ils se sont fait plus a verb. So there doesn't need to be an agreement. Okay. Les techniciens, where are we doing? Les techniciens qui les fait embaucher. The fait there. So we've not talked about this when it's not reflexive. But that's not going to have a preceding, that's not going to have a complement either. That's not going to be, that's something that's addressed on this page. I've not quite mentioned it in this video, so I think I'll keep that one separate. That's another topic. But again, same method. If you've got the passive construction of someone doing something to you and then an infinitive, there won't be a link there either. There won't be an agreement there either. Good. So the bench that she had delivered for herself. Okay, la banquette qu'elle s'est fait livrer instead of elle s'est fait livrer. Yeah, that shouldn't be. Yeah, there won't be that there. So if you look on that website that I will attach underneath, there are 10 examples and 10 corrections. It will tell you what's wrong. The other website, have I got time? I think I have. Is which one was which? Yeah. So the difference between he made her happy and she made herself beautiful, they seem really, really similar. But like I've just said, if you are using somebody made someone else an adjective, you will use rendre. And if you're saying, oh, I made myself beautiful, you weirdly wouldn't say je me suis rendu. You'd say, you can say je me suis rendu for other verbs, but on this occasion, if you put effort into making yourself physically transformed, you will use se faire. So for example, it needs to be je me suis faite belle rather than je me suis fait belle. Other examples there are when you use the verb se mettre. So on s'est mis d'accord, je me suis mise if it was a feminine speaking. So these are other examples. So have a really good read of both of those pages, both of those examples. I don't want to go into all of them right now because I don't want to complicate the situation. I just want to say that when you come across je me suis fait and you are a woman or plural, you do not need to add an e or an s if you have an infinitive after yourself in the passive construction, but you might need to if you are following it with an adjective or indeed you're ending your verb there, you're ending your sentence there. Hope this helps. Quite an advanced question. Yeah, some of you will watch this video and just go, oh my god, this is above and beyond me. No problem, you will get there, I am sure. All right, speak very, very soon, guys. Well done.